Jared with Racing Dudes again, coming at you with another tutorial for BETMIX.com. BETMIX.com is it's a handicapping software, horse racing data galore. I mean, it's got everything to past performances to custom settings. I mean, you can handicap any and every which way you'd like using BETMIX. So I encourage you to go to BETMIX.com to check that out after watching this video. Yesterday we talked about pulling up race reports and how you could use those, and we're gonna go a little further into that today and talk about power factors. And I created a report last time. I did one right before I got on air here again. You just go to test my report if you have one already, or you can create my report. And that if you want to go more about at our, if you want to learn more about that, go to our last video that we posted that shows that. But in this case, let's go test my report, and you can pull a report here that you've already created. You can see some of the ones I've done. For this case, we're going to do a Gulfstream Park claiming mile. And again, all I did here is when I created my report, I just selected a particular date range, and I'll just pull up the report here that I did, Gulfstream Park claiming mile, and you can see this is pulling races between I think December of 2013 and January, end of January. So. Of 2014. So that basically what I did is this is last year's Gulfstream Park races ran on the dirt, claiming at a mile. And again, watch the last video if you want details on how to do that. For timing purposes, I'm going to skip through that. But I have the 20 races, the top 20 races, the most recent 20 races of that particular time range. And the reason I did that, Gulfstream Park is just starting. Say you're wanting to test out, what worked well last year at the start of the meet for claiming races ran on dirt at a mile. So again, let's go back to test my report since I already have that report built. We're going to choose the report, Gulfstream Park claiming mile. Let it load. Here you go. So as you remember from the last video, here's the actual races themselves. Here's the factors over here that you can adjust. And then again, on the results side, you can see the win, place, show, and the payouts, and what you would have made betting that way for all those races. On this video, we're going to talk about the power factors. This is one of the options here. You can see on this side over here. I'm going to click power factors, and this is cool. So this is going to show you kind of what. If you want to, after you pull that report, you say, okay, well, I want a little more specifics on what, like as far as picking, the winners, what factors were weighted the most heavily. Well, you can see here if you click on, there's the worst factors. These are the most predictive factors. For the group of races that we're looking at. So best speed last race is showed 50% winners. Average speed last 3, 40%. You can see go on and on. Placed, same thing, shows 85%. So if you're wanting to bet shows, you could do average 2 of the last 3, average best 2 of the last 3, and again, if you want to come back over here, average 2 of the best of the last 3. You want to weight that heavily. You can see that the shows showed a profit, and you can adjust this accordingly. But again, you can see how when you change the factor, the show was a big one because that was one of the power factors. So it helps you, if you're messing around with the factors, it helps you get an idea of how to place your factors and which ones you want to weight most heavily. As far as the factor accuracy, now this is cool because this is going to help you understand essentially the best. This is 42.3. That's the highest, and it goes all the way down really to 12.25. And what factor accuracy is doing is it's showing you as close as it can. It's getting the top 5 and finished in that race. So not just a win, not just a show, not just a place, but actually predicting the top 5 in that race. And as you can see, the best speed last 3 uh, is your best as far as factor accuracy. So let's go best speed last 3. And we'll go down here to best speed last 3, this factor, and we'll weight it, somewhat heavily. We'll put it right about 50. Let's do 60, okay? So, and as you can see here, if you're scrolling around down through the races, like I said, it's at 40 something. So you're not gonna get anything perfect, but it's gonna show, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that got pretty close. I mean, they're all different order, but it's pretty close. 1, 2, 3 with the top 3 there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, 6. These are, like I said, they're not gonna be perfect, but it's showing you what. It's weighting these to be as close as possible to predicting the top 5, and it just gives you a better, 1, 2. Really, this was a good one. Other than the 5 and 6 being, the 5 needing to be placed right here, and you would have had that one. But it's just trying to show you like the best. So whenever you're going through these, it can help you kind of understand, how accurate these factors. Are top to bottom. So in this case, I'm also going to show you in this video. I'll show you. If you see here, it says, let me reset. If you hit this button, reset here, it's going to reset the settings over here. So we'll start with a blank slate. This is a really cool new feature. The average rank of a winner using current settings. So this is purely showing the winner right now, given the settings set the way they are. You can see here wins 3 of 20, so not good, not a good percentage whatsoever. So let's see, the average rank of winner was 3.9, so nearly 4th place is for the average rank of winner. And if we went down here and counted, there's a finish of 3rd, here's a finish of 6th, 4th, 7th, 4th, 7th, 5th, 5th, 7th, 1st, 6th, 7th. So you can see what I'm saying. If I went through and average all those out, that's where we're going to get the average of 3.9. So obviously what we want to do, if we're betting wins, we want to try to get this down as low as we can. And you can see as I move these settings, you can see the little horse move further. That actually helped, 3.35. And you can see that's 4 of 20 now. And you can just go through and play with the settings. And the cool thing about hitting the Power Factors button is it can help show you which ones to weight. It's not going to be a pure science, but it's going to help. So you can go through and see, speed last race was heavy, average speed last 3, best speed last 3, average best 2 of last 3. Things like that. You can see those are highest percentage of the win percent. So if we're trying to get that win percent, the winner rank down, those would be factors to do. So I went ahead and did this before again, just because it is, it's not time consuming, but you'll get better at it as you go. Playing with it, but for this purpose, going through each one, it might be a little time. So let's go through, and I added these factors in already. So let's go ahead and put these in. There's 30. We'll put 35, and again, once you kind of can play around with it, because once you get some of these settings in place, you can. You can, like I talked about in the last video, you can turn this setting off so it's not going to be on. So if you like these settings but you don't want to mess with this yet, you can turn it off and it's not going to factor that in. Let's see, the win percent is 1, and you can it's kind of fickle sometimes with you might think if these are the percentages that you need to move, and the more you move them, it's going to move up, but actually it might do the reverse effect. So you kind of have to play around with it a little bit and get a feel for what's working and what doesn't work. Let's see, 25 for last turn time, 16 here, and let's see, that got us it put us down at 205. So average 2. That's hitting 50% winners, and we probably could get that down further and really made a profit on everything other than the top 4 trifecta box. But again, we're trying to pick the the winners. We're trying to get that win percentage up. So average is 2nd place, and so these factors here are giving us an average rank of 2.05. And again, best speed. Those were big power factors on these top three here. Speed, average speed. You can see these top three, and so I weighted those quite heavily here. Right down here, I averaged those 30, 35, and you can play around with it and see that actually makes it go worse and go as you move around with it. So again, like this is something that I would prefer to get it down below 2. You probably could the more you play around with it. And say you're like, well, I want to bet trifecta boxes, and so adjust these and adjust these down and get a kind of play around with it. If you want to add trifecta box, and to me, power factors, you'd want to get this factor accuracy. You'd want to focus on some of these top ranked ones, because again, those are going to be the closest to getting you the top 5 results. So you could play around with those, and you can see the numbers, everything moving as I move around with these. So for instance, there's a setting that's going to give you a nice result on the trifecta box, and that was moving the in the money percent up. So I'm going to guess if we go to that, the factor accuracy in the money is probably somewhere a decent in the money percent is right there at 18.25, which is probably pretty much right there in the middle. So you can see that helped moving it up. This is just one more feature that you can use using BETMIX to help gauge these races. And again, these were just Gulfstream Park dirt claiming at 1 mile, so you can do this for all types of races. And then once you have a setting that you like, just simply click save the mix. If you like this mix, if this is the mix you want to do, save the mix, and for future references, you just call it Gulfstream Park dirt claiming 1 mile. So that way you can go back to it at a future point, maybe this weekend or this week with Gulfstream Park, and try to gauge this and try to make a little money. All right, I'm Jared with RacingDudes.com. Visit us at the website, and you can learn more about BETMIX, or go to BETMIX.com and learn more there. Thanks.